Governor Josh Green, as well as to our House of Representatives, our senators, because I know our last meeting, it took such great collaboration to be in a space to award our beneficiaries their home in Pu'uhona. So, but without any further ado, we have our own Maui Commissioner who is here with us. So please, Pa'ipaiko Lima. Pa'ipaiko Lima, after our Commissioner, E kalamai ia'u, we do what we do first, because that is the best way to do things. So we are going to have Kalani Franda to come and give our pule, to open up our orientation.
Aloha, everyone. Oh, I don't know if you had a chance to see the aerial views of the different locations. It was so beautiful, and I want to just mahalo Kia Kua for that. With that, if you join me in a word of prayer. E pule kako. Let us pray. E Kia Kua mana loa, Almighty and gracious God, we come before you today with hearts full of gratitude as we begin this orientation for the Maui Agriculture Project Leases under the Department of Hawaiian Homelands. We mahalo you, O Lord, for the opportunity to gather, to plan, and to serve. We give thanks for the vision and dedication of our leaders, those who have come before us, and those who continue to guide us today. We mahalo all of our DHHL staff who have labored with care and commitment to prepare for this moment. We lift up our partners who have walked alongside us to strengthen this work and support the Alahui. Lord, we especially ask for your blessing upon our beneficiaries, those who are returning to the Aina, to malama it, to grow upon it, and to find sustenance in it. May this project be a source of abundance, healing, and legacy for them and their ohana. May the land flourish under their care, and may they feel empowered and equipped in every step of this journey. Bless this meeting today. Grant us clarity and patience and unity. Let every conversation be rooted in purpose and aloha. And may everything we do bring honor to you and to our kupuna who dreamed of this day. We humbly lift this prayer to you, our Father, our Yesu Christo. And together we all say, Amen.
Mahalo Kalani, thank you so much. And at this time, we're going to hear from our Commissioner for Maui, Archie Kalepa.
Good afternoon. Aloha mai kako, everyone. This is such a pleasure. Mahalo to everyone for joining us. It is a true privilege to be here with all of you. My name is Archie Kalepa. I've been the commissioner for Maui just over a year. And on behalf of Chair Watson and the commission, I can tell you we're all in for our people. The tasks that the commission, the department, their dedication to creating change, to moving things along faster, improving the ability for Hawaiian Homes to award lots to our awardees it's good work, and it's rewarding work, and it's just an honor to be here today. Representatives from the Department of Hawaiian Homelands are here with you today. For all of you, our beneficiaries, to share more about projects, leases, awards for the agricultural lands in Waiehu Mauka and Honokōwai. A new approach to granting leases to our beneficiaries and the highly anticipated awaiting of ag lots for the Valley Isle, the first in many years. I encourage everyone to tune in, take notes, and ask questions. The department is here to provide you and your ohana with the details you need to make an informed decision moving forward. And if this isn't the project for you, it's not a problem. There's more to come on the island of Maui. Residential lots in Leali'i, Waiehu Mauka, Kamalani, and Wailuku. In addition, the department will be awarding scattered lots in Hikina, Pakukalu, and Waiuhuli. We are moving forward these projects faster, more efficient than ever before. We owe it to our beneficiaries to do so, as too many of our ohana have endured generations on the wait lists. The Hawaiian Homes Commission and the commissioners support this endeavor and will continue to seek innovative solutions to making lease awards our top priority. The progress we are seeing in the department is shaped by Prince Kohio. His vision to rehabilitate and to get our people back on the land. We mahalo Prince Kohio for his bold leadership, unwavering commitment, and foresight. Without him, all of this would not be possible. In closing, if you're interested in a lease for either of the projects discussed today, we hope to see you and celebrate with your ohana when the lease awards are offered in the upcoming months. Remember, this is your opportunity for Aina. It is your birthright. This is a moment of change. More Hawaiians on our lands for generations to come. Aina to plant your dreams, grow new roots, and live your legacy. Our homesteads are the cornerstones of our community, and our beneficiaries are the leaders. Healthy, thriving homesteads are what our lahui needs. And the opportunity to be a part of that chance or change starts with your decision today. I want to mahalo all of you. And it's nice to see everybody, some familiar faces, and I look forward to seeing you get awarded your lands. Aloha and thank you.
Mahalo, Commissioner Kalapa. Thank you, Archie. So this is going forward. This is going to, you will see the, so this is the agenda that we are going to be speaking about. So as you can see that there is no Q&A. However, we want to just ensure that everyone has the answers that they need and in such a short time. So we're going to hear regarding our ag resources and successorship and transfer, NAHASDA and 2025 project leases, Maui Agriculture projects, 2026 project leases, future agriculture projects, project leases processes and signing. And last would be open house. So please, I'd like to encourage all of us that if you have, during this time of the orientation meeting, please write down your questions. And again, we have our resources to my right and your left. They will have answers for you. So without any further ado, I'd like to call up Kalani, I believe, to come and share agriculture resources. Oh yeah, we did it. Kalamai, women's Mauka and switcheroo. This is Julie, and she has such great information. So please, paikolima.
Aloha, it's short. I have to get out from this podium.
So you had to go right.
I can, yeah, yeah. Thank you. Aloha. I'm Julie Cachola. I work for the planning office at Hawaiian Homelands. My role today is I'm going to be talking about the Act and agriculture. Why agriculture? You guys are all on the agriculture list. We're talking about ag awards. And this is an important part. We do houses, but agriculture is a total different situation. The first reason why agriculture, it was the premise of the Act. The Act was based on return to the land, agriculture. And you have to remember, so Prince Kuhio was, I can't imagine going out by ship to DC, going back and forth, trying to lobby this thing through against all odds, against all of these other interests. He basically got it passed. And 6 months after he got it passed, he died. This is his labor of love. This is his gift to us. What he knew was, what he saw was that all of his people were dying. Just the population decrease was so significant, yes. And so he had his club, his guys going out and say, find out what's happening, go help these people, but at the same time you're helping them, find out why are they dying, what is happening, and come back and tell me. And in every case, what he found out is that they were separated from their land. They weren't in their lo'i anymore. They didn't have any place to go return to. They were in these urban slums with nowhere to go, right? And so right there, he believed wholeheartedly that the solution was to return Hawaiians to the land. He believed it so wholeheartedly that it was locked in our DNA. He believed that if we go back to the land, our DNA will remember what to do, right? It will come to us. That connection will be made. He believed in that, and that was the premise of the Act. So what did he need to make that happen? He needed to establish land. He needed to get land for us. And that's what the Hawaiian Homes Commission Act does. It establishes a land base, over 200,000 acres of land across the state of Hawaii. But catch this, not just land that can be used, and it's like in perpetuity. Because Hawaiians were too generous. If we own land, we started giving it away. We don't understand how private property worked. So this he made as a Hawaiian Homelands Trust that it's inalienable. That's the legal language. It cannot be sold. It cannot be separated. So it is in perpetuity. So if you consider your opportunity, basically, that comes up when you get your lease, you are the caretaker that is standing up on that state or in that place. It's your kuleana in this time, in this space, to malama this thing now, right? And we know that if we're going to put our energy in, it's going to give it back, right? We take care of the land, it takes care of us. We know this, right? And that's really what agriculture is about. It's about cultivation. It's not like the residential one where you just get a house and you live. You be there. Agriculture requires more of your commitment, more of your sweat equity. You got to do something on the land, make it flourish. And what I'd like, so think about the vision of what think about is like, it's mango season, right? I love mangoes, and like people coming to my house with bags of mango. I love it, right? It's like, imagine yourself like that person, right? You have so much food, you have to give it away. You have to give it away because you're producing so much food, right? That's the kind of prosperity and abundance that I hope you folks visualize in terms of what you can do with this land, right? But anything you do, your decisions on the land is going to make a difference in this time, in this space. It's going to affect the people and the land, and it's going to affect the future. So that's the kind of kuleana I want you to understand. It's not just existing in a home. It's actually applying yourself and trying to cultivate this land. And this is what I think we owe our prince for all that he did for us to establish this. We have also look at right now, right, the current context, we're looking at resilience, we're looking at sustainability, food security, we're looking at water, right? So these are things that we used to do automatically. But again, as we get disenfranchised from our land, this is less part of our thinking. So I want to put that back on the deck here to keep this in the forefront, that this is our kind of kuleana to look at our lands. So agriculture connects water, right, with the people, with the land. You know, we have the right to water before anybody else does. You guys know that? We can claim water. But guess what? That means we got to use it. If we're not using the water, we can't really claim it. So agriculture is a link to that because agriculture uses that water, right? Now we can rightfully claim that water because we are using it, right? Agriculture is a link to each other. It's a kokua kind of thing. We work together. Agriculture is a link to our culture, right? So why agriculture? There's a lot of linkages and a lot of good reasons why. So I just want to start off with that. I noticed those of you on the wait list that are here, you guys have probably been on the wait list a long time. And when you got on the list, the ag lease, the agricultural homestead lease that you're kind of signing up for was about a large acreage of land. It required you to develop a business plan or farm plan that would be approved by the department. It required you to, once you get on the land, have to cultivate 2/3 of your lot to be compliant with your lease. I'm here to tell you that in 2017, we changed the rules. This ag lease still exists, but we created a new lease called Subsistence Ag Lease. And that's what we're talking about today, the Subsistence Ag Lease. And what this looks like, it's a smaller lot. It's not 4 acres, it's not 5 acres, it's less than 3 acres. It's a smaller, manageable lot. There is no business plan or farm plan requirement. And there is no 2/3 cultivation requirement. But, so the requirement is cultivation. Do something with the land, right? Can you put a house there? Yes, you can, but that is not the focus. And as a result, that's why you're not gonna have a financial requirement or pre-qualification, or you gotta get signed off by your bank saying that you can pre-qualify for a home loan, because that's optional. Right? So there's no financial pre-qualification, because what your primary responsibility is to cultivate the land. So you got, let's see, did I cover everything? You're gonna hear about a process of project leases today. And it might be further, you know, it's gonna be further out in time. But you see these resources on the side of the room here. These are all agricultural resources. They have robust programs. I just went and picked up all the literature too, because that's good stuff. And you know what? You don't have to be a lessee to access these resources. You can access them right now. They can provide that assistance. And so they'll come up and explain what they do just a little bit. So, but I would put that in your head. Don't have to wait to be a lessee. You can start now. And just imagine when you do get the lease, you're hitting the ground running, right? You're hitting that ground hard, because by the time you get the lease, then now you're gonna think, oh, what am I gonna do? It's like, you got this time now, think about it now, right? You got the resources now. So I'm just throwing that out for your consideration. So yeah, just a summary of the Subsistence Ag Lease. Again, it's a smaller lot, under 3 acres. The focus is growing food for your family. And so it's really interesting when you look at what is the agricultural focus. It's what does my family like to eat? That's a concept. It's not what's going to make me bet the best money. What does the market want? It's what does my family want to eat? That's where I start in terms of planning what I'm going to do on the land. That's where I start. That's the question you start with. That's different, yeah? So what does my family want to eat? Aesthetics. It's like, are you going to just get a bulldozer and just bulldoze your land flat? Or can you work with the contours of the land? Can you plan more creatively so you know how the flow of water goes down your land? So you can put your banana patch on the bottom of that, catching all that water. You know, how do you plan your lot so that you can maximize it and you don't have to just clear cut it, you know? And in this way, very minimal capital to get started. You can actually start with hand tools and your family, basically, to help you do the initial cultivation of your land. Doesn't require too much time. And you can build a house, single family dwelling. And you're not limited to the small acres. Because if you show the department that, look, I have maxed out on this. You gave me 1 acre and I have cultivated to the hill. There's not any more land that I could cultivate. I am being successful. I need more land. You can come and ask for more land if you have maxed out on your subsistence ag lot and you have shown that you know what you're doing. You can get additional acreage, but in that case, you will be asked to do a farm plan because supposedly you know what you're doing, right? So you're getting more into a commercial scale. So it's still possible. You're not locked into just that small lot, but let's start there first, okay? So our goals are real clear. We just want you to be successful. We want to help you be successful. It's about well-being and health. You know, it's cultivation of the land, resource management. You know what agricultural products do? It catches the rain and it lets it percolate down. We need that instead of it going to rush out to the ocean. So these are all agricultural benefits. Let's see what else. Yeah, restored connection. Yeah, it's about culture and identity. But I'm going to explain. So because it's so important, what we do at Hawaiian Homelands is we have a special program at CTAR. CTAR is College of Tropical Agriculture and Human Resilience. And they have ag extension agents going out to communities. That's what they do. What our agreement with them is, we pay for full-time employee working in CTAR. But this person is dedicated, 100% of this person's time is to help our ag beneficiaries, our ag lessees. That's her job. We pay her tab. But check this out, because she's in CTAR, she can now access all of the CTAR resources. Like if you have a specific problem, she doesn't know the answer, she can go look at, get another professor, get another expert to weigh in on that. So now we can avail ourselves of all of the resources of the University of Hawaii CTAR system, right? To that point person. So we've done this been on it for many, many years, and we've done this for Molokai. Maui has never had one, but we just hired one. So now we have a full-time person on Maui that would be exclusively there it's your helpline. You could call her anytime. Hey, I got a problem, I got a question. And that's what she does. And she does workshops. Like if everybody's facing the same problem, let's have a workshop so we can all look at this together. Okay. So we do have this resource, and I'm probably saying more than I should. You wanna? And then for the first time in the planning office, we now have an ag program specialist. She's like 3 months on the job. I want to introduce you to Lehua Abrigo, who is dedicated to ag.
Aloha mai kako. So are you guys excited about the opportunities that lay ahead for you? Mahalo, Julie, for sharing that. She pretty much covered everything I was going to talk about. So I just want to share some of the resources that we do have available for you. Like she mentioned, Maui now has a community extension agent. Her name is Gwen Morinaga Kama. Unfortunately, she wasn't here today, but she's looking forward to meeting all of you at the Project Lease Awards in the coming months. Gwen has worked with the Keokea Homestead Association, doing workshops on soil and planting, crop development, limu workshops. One of the most valuable services that she does provide is the one-on-one consultations with our beneficiaries. And so if you have questions, specific issues relating to your lot, she will come out, look at your situation. She'll help you work through planning out your lot, whatever issues you may have. So a valuable resource. Together, we're going to be working with Gwen to develop a series of workshops designed to help you on your cultivation journey. And like Julie said, we want you to be successful, you and your family as farmers. So the workshop series, we're going to looking at least 3 workshops in Honokōwai and Waiehu Mauka. There'll be separate workshops as the environmental conditions are different in both places. So at the Project Lease Awards, we'll be getting your contact information so we can be sure to send you out information on the workshops that will be available to you. In addition to CTAR, we're so grateful for the resources that are here today. And I'd like to introduce Director Kali Arce. She's with the County of Maui Department of Agriculture.
Aloha, everybody. Wanted to thank Hawaiian Homes for inviting the County of Maui Department of Ag to share with you our resources. I represent the County of Maui Department of Ag, a new three-year-old department in the county. As the founding director and serving alongside with me is Deputy Director Heva Heva. I'm a Molokai resident and our family is agriculture lessee of Ho'olehua Homestead. I'm also a former CTAR Ag Extension agent that Julie talked about for Molokai, and I served there for 17 years as the Hawaiian Homes Extension agent, and I created the new farmer program there. So CTAR is a wonderful resource. But now I'm at County of Maui Department of Ag, and I'm working on developing that department. This year we made 3 years old, and the mission of our department is to support the development and continued management of a sustainable regional agriculture system for Maui County, promote resident and ecosystem health and well-being, and create a thriving circular agroeconomic system that can be a model for the rest of the world. So we're the only county level agriculture department, and we're really proud of that. We're setting the bar high for other counties if they decide to develop one as well. So starting the department in 2023 was just myself and the deputy director. Now we're in year 3 and we are a staff of 12. My role as director is to develop the organizational structure and capacity of the County of Maui. To date, we have the Food Security Division. It provides technical assistance and develops programs to make food accessible to Maui County communities. Also, it supports communities in establishing infrastructure for food systems such as farm stands, farmers markets, and food hubs, and community kitchens as examples. We also provide coordination of food safety programs by working with other key partners in the industry. We've got a grants division. They provide funding opportunities to ag producers, our farmers, our ranchers, and our value-added producers. We have an ag advocacy and education division. Our advocate works with farmers, ranchers, ag and livestock associations to push policy and amend language in the Maui County Code of Ordinances to support agriculture issues. We also have ag field operations. They're the grounds management team for the County of Maui Ag Park program, which our department administers. Right now, there's just one ag park, Kula Ag Park, which is about 40 years old. The 445-acre ag park has 31 large ag lots between 15 and 30 acres. And we also have a application system for anybody in the community that is interested in obtaining one. Currently, I'm working on building a 2.4 million gallon a day reservoir to supply the future 445-acre Upper Maui Ag Park that we're planning to build. This will have 24 smaller ag lots between 5 and 15 acres for subsistence and commercial production, with an emphasis on organic agriculture farming. We'll soon have an ag conservation division, which I'm working on to develop, that will work with partner agencies to develop land management strategies to restore damaged lands by fire, erosion, and ungulates. Also a resource for promoting sustainable ag practices. So we have a lot of information on our website. Some of it is outdated, but we're working to update. Come to our table, we have a QR code, we have some of the printed information. A lot of it is also accessible online. So feel free to contact us or contact any of my division leads, and we can try to give you the best help we can. Mahalo. Oh, and we have these on our table. We have the food access, food security plan, the green one. We'll print more, so if you want one, come and get it. And then we have the ag directory, the white one. It's like a phone book of ag resources. Okay, mahalo.
I'd like to introduce La'akea Lo. He's a soil conservationist with USDA Natural Resources Conservation Service.
Mahalo lehua. Aloha mai kākou. O La'akea Lo ko inoa no makoa mai au no ka ua o ukiu. Mahalo to everyone here today. Mahalo to Kuhio for establishing his legacy, DHHL for administering that legacy, and for all the beneficiaries who continue that legacy now in Maua Mau. So what we do at our agency is we provide cost share services. So that's kind of like we pay some and then you folks pay some. It's kind of like a partnership to fund projects like fencing, irrigation, hoop houses, anything related to farming, ranching, planting native plants. And so I encourage you folks to visit us at our office. There's a picture of it on Ho'okele Street across from Target and Jen Korean Barbecue. Feel free to contact us. Jason Hugh is the supervisor there. He wasn't able to be here today. He sends his aloha. Contact me directly, visit our website, visit our table, and we look forward to helping you folks become more efficient producers and helping you folks with all your projects. Mahalo.
And Darren Vanderplas with the USDA Farm Service Agency is here to share about his County of Maui team as well.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, DHHL, for inviting us. And thank you to all of you for coming to hear about our resources that we have. Our office is located with La'akea in the service center across from the Pu'unene Shopping Center. The Farm Service Agency, we have over 2,500 offices around the US. In Hawaii, we have one office on every island except Molokai and Lanai. My responsibility is to manage the loan program for small family farms in Maui County. We also have farm disaster programs in our office as well. Our loan programs, like I said, we work with small family farms. The size of the lot does not matter. So if some of the production is subsistence for your family and some is for selling, we can work with you. We have loans to put in fencing, to construct small buildings. We have loans for buying machinery, equipment, livestock, seeds, to pay for labor, fertilizer, almost everything that you would need to start farming. So we have the small loans, the micro loans, 50,000 or less to begin farming, and the larger loans for when you want to expand your farm. We also have loans, we work with Keiki, so if any of your children are with an organization like 4-H or FFA, we make loans from a 10-year-old to a 20-year-old without their parents having to sign on the promissory note. I would have to say it's my favorite loan to work with because you're teaching your children how to grow food, how to start a business. I would say Molokai has the highest number of youth loans in the state. And so if any of you are thinking that maybe your child would like to have a small farm project, you can come and speak to us. We also have loans. We partner with commercial lenders. And so if a loan amount is too much, we share the loan with another lender. Our interest rates are subsidized, so they're always lower than market rates. Right now, our interest rates for operating loans is 5%, and it's fixed for the life of the loan. The real estate or construction loans are 5.875 fixed. And then the next slide will show you the farm programs. We do livestock forage for pasture and ranching. Emergency conservation programs could assist with if there is a wildfire that destroyed some of the irrigation or fencing. The program on the bottom is for drought, flooding, fires, damage from natural disasters. And then we also have a program to reimburse shipping expenses. So as a farmer, we all have shipping expenses, and so you save your receipts, submit them to us, and we can help reimburse some of those expenses. We are located again on Maui. Every island has a service center, and these are the local contacts. Myself, Darren Vanderplas, with the Farm Loan Program. Thank you.
Mahalo nui. Thank you. That was a whole lot of information. So again, please write your questions down, and at the end, when we have our open house, you can actually go to the resources that is on my right and get the answers that you need. And please know that this meeting is being recorded. So you can actually go back, and it's going to be on YouTube on a Department of Hawaiian Homeland's page. So just so that you know that you're informed about that. Our next presenter he's going to be speaking on successorship and transfer. Paikolima Juan Garcia, Administrator, Homestead Services Division.
Thank you. Aloha, everyone. Again, like the screen says, what I'm presenting to you, I think, is a very important action that you need to take. And some of you probably know about successorship. So this might be a review for you, but successorship is basically the conveyance of your application interest or your lease interest upon your death. So what is required of you is to file with the department a designation of successor, basically telling us, the department, which qualified relative you want to take over your interest, be it application or the lease, upon your death. Now, as an applicant, the only way your application interest is gonna be transferred, you gotta die. Sorry to say, that's the only way that it's transferred, right? Unlike leases, you can do it while you're still alive. But let's go over application rights first. The rules gives the applicant that authority to designate a successor. And these are the individuals, the qualified relatives that you can name. These individuals have to be 18 years of age and 50% Hawaiian. You can only name one of these individuals. You cannot name multiples. You can only have one. And again, you're highly encouraged to designate a successor, right? When was the best time to do that? That was yesterday. But it's not too late. You still can do that. So if you haven't already, or if you want to change, you can do that. We've got staff from our Maui office. We got Jermaine back there. We also have Charisse and Cinda, but I think they took a break. But after the presentation, go to the table and ask us those questions that you have. Some of those questions may be personal in nature. Pull us on the side so not everybody can hear. What happens if you don't file a designation prior to your death? Well, according to the act and the rules, we're mandated to publish a notice in the paper, in the newspaper circulated throughout the state. That publication will allow those qualified relatives to submit a claim. Now, it's important for the family members, those that are qualified, must submit that claim within 180 days of the last publication. So that window is not that wide, it's not that big. So usually we do the publication in the month of November each year. Once a year, we do it in November. And again, we do the processing of successorship when the family submits to the department the death certificate. The death certificate is key because that confirms the death, and that allows the department to do the necessary research, open up the files to make certain that the applicant did in fact file that designation. Next slide, please. When we do a publication, the person, the individual that has priority over others is the spouse of the deceased applicant. If a spouse comes in, is qualified, 18 years of age, 50% Hawaiian, if a grandchild or the child also submitted a claim, their claim gets pushed on the side, the spouse has priority. If there's no spouse, no child, grandchild, those relatives, father, mother, widow, widower of child, so on and so forth, if individuals, multiple individuals in that class submits a claim, they're all of equal priority. The family, those that submitted a claim, they are expected to make that decision as to who will be the successor. The department is not going to decide. It's the family to decide because only one person can succeed, yeah? Next slide, please. So moving on to lessees. Now, some of you will be fortunate to be able to select, come September, you'll be able to select a lease or a project lease. At that time, you'll be able to designate a successor to that leasehold interest with these individuals having only 25% Hawaiian, spouse, child, grandchild, and sibling. This is one of the big benefits of receiving the project lease, right? If you 50%, your kids are less than 50, but they're at least 25%, you can designate them as your successor. Everyone else still has to be 50%. Now, likewise, if you fail to designate or file a designation of successor prior to your death, like the application interest, we will also file or publish a notice, again, in the papers circulated throughout the state, calling all these qualified relatives to submit a claim. Similar to an application right, spouse has top priority, followed by child, grandchild, siblings, and then again, eligible successors at 50% of our same priority. One of the differences between an applicant and a lessee filing a designation is, remember, an applicant can only name one. As a lessee, you can name multiple. You can name 3 of your children. But that requires you to talk to the children, because we've seen too many situations where children later may not get along. Those children eventually will marry. There'll be outside influences on what goes in their mind with respect to the leases. So again, it's, you know, your family, it's you that need to decide on who to designate. As I started to say, when you fail as a lessee to designate a successor, we'll publish the notice. The difference here is you'll have 120 days as a qualified relative to submit a claim, 120 days from the first publication. So the window to submit a claim is smaller, shorter. And typically we do it for lessees in June and December, as opposed to applications we publish in November. Now, things to remember: that qualified successor that you want to name as an applicant or as a lessee is your choice. You decide. However, we highly suggest taking that to the dinner table and have a heart-to-heart discussion with family. We don't want the family to be divided because they never know that mom named her or him or whoever, because it's a surprise. It's better to let them know, let the family know who, and they got to accept it because it's your decision. And you got to be firm on that. It's your decision. So like I said, we have staff in the back. If you haven't filed a designation, either as an applicant or a lessee, please visit the office, make an appointment, file that designation. Like I said, you have also the opportunity to update. Yeah? You want to change your mind, you have the ability to do that. You guys have enjoyed the rest of the day. Again, mahalo for coming.
Mahalo. Thank you, Juan. Great information. Our next presenter is our acting administrator for the Department of Hawaiian Homelands Development Division. This is Kalani Franda.
Aloha, everyone. Whew. I was thinking of doing one hula for you, but that's okay. Just so I can wake myself up. Man, you know, right around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I look at the computer and then my head somehow hits the screen. I thought, oh shoot, time to wake up. It's 2 o'clock. Anyways, I can share a little bit, a real quick one. Our NAHASDA team is not here, but they just wanted to share some information with you. And the reason for that is we want to be able to provide resources to the beneficiaries. This is one of the great ways to be able to seek resources. And this is, I want to say, probably the best loan product that we have anywhere for our beneficiaries. I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's like 80% AMI, which is the average median income. And then it's like about 1% for interest rate. So great program. Anyways, it's been here for a while. Next slide, please. This is requirements. It's subject to household size, how much your median income is, but it also provides you a number of different resources. And up here, it kind of gives you bullet points of what those resources are. Once again, if you'd like to review more information about this, we have information on on our website, as well as you can review the video of this, the recording of this event. This is also mortgage options that are provided when you go through NAHASDA. So once again, I want to just share with you that you can have the ability to be able to put a house on these agricultural lots, but note that it's going to take us a couple of years to go through and actually finish it. And that is the next slide that I'm going to be rolling into. So the two areas that I'll be covering right now is Honokōwai, West Maui, as well as Waiehu Mauka. But in this particular, go back to that slide. I just want to say that in here, it really requires, we as a department cannot do it by ourselves. It really takes a village. It takes many hands coming together, a combination of associations coming together with us. It's the counties, and we mahalo Mayor Bisson. He was here this morning in the first session as a beneficiary with his wife, and his team, his cabinet, and mahalo his cabinet for also being available here. But they've been very good to our beneficiaries in finding ways that the County of Maui can partner up with the department to be able to move things along. You know, as sometimes we're not able to get the type of funding that we need, there's other ways to find funding. And one of the ways is partnering with our county government in being able to provide shared infrastructure, resources, finding ways in the permitting process, et cetera. So we want to mahalo Mayor Bisson along with the County of Maui staff and really helping us through this. And we also but we also thank and mahalo all of our partners, various governmental agencies that have stepped up to the plate and said, we want to be able to help our beneficiaries be able to move and connect with our INA again. Next slide, please. So as we look at the two areas, next slide. We have about 105 lots. The first area is phase 1 of Honokōwai. And right now we're going through infrastructure. In order for farmlands to be available, 1, you need access. 2, you need water. West Maui no more that much water, but we want to be able to provide water. And water comes in many different qualities. So sometimes it comes with surface water. Sometimes we're using reclaimed water, which means that it's water that's been used before, without going into detail. Okay, do the water then. And then cleaning it up, and then treating it, and then it coming back, and you can use it for different farm type of products. Not all of them, some. And then we also have potable water. So it really requires the department to build tanks, build reservoirs, look at transmission lines, build it according to county standards, because we work with the county because county has Ike, they got the knowledge, they got the wisdom, they got the manpower, they have resources. We only have about 4 guys or 4 people on our staff that work on these management projects throughout the state on being able to bring these facilities up to code so we can be able to turn it over to county to manage it. This is a picture of phase 1. I'm going to talk about phase 2 later on, but this really shows you the 50 lots that we are looking at awarding sometime in around 2027. And the reason for that, once again, is we're really working on trying to deliver and transmit water to this area. That's the biggest thing. And these are about 1 acre lots, 1 to 2 acres, but I believe it's 1 acre on this one. Next slide. As we move to this side of the island, the Waiehu Mauka, we have about 55 lots. Next slide, please. And in yellow are the areas that these lots will be located. So these are half-acre lots. And doing half-acre lots, it really allows for us to be able to address the wait list. Not sure if you recall, but the last time we actually awarded ag lots on the island of Maui was 2010. So fast forward 15 years, we don't want to wait another 15 years. So we're moving, really getting people connected with the area, speaking and providing testimony. And one of the ways that we'd like to ask you for your kokua, as we go before the legislature and talk about these specific projects, we really want to have the voices that are tied to these projects speak to your elected officials in those areas that say, hey, the department would like to have this type of funding because we're vested in this and we want to be able to move on to the property. So we have, this one is, I want to say, projected to start to award probably around 2030. And the reason for that is there's a lot of infrastructure that needs to be done. It's a beautiful area, but it's raw. And it's a lot of infrastructure that we got to do off-site and on-site in order to make that available. At the same time, we're also doing residential on the lower areas where the yellow is. So a lot of things, a lot of opportunities going on for these areas. Next year, for those of you who are not able to receive a project lease, the 105 that we will be awarding in the next month and a half, I think it is, and end of September, we are going to go back out in 2026 and be able to offer project leases, about 250. And so these are the three areas that we're going to be addressing: Hana, Maui, and that is not about 96 lots, roughly about 100. Another area is Pulehu Nui in central Maui, about 100 lots. And then, sorry, can you go back to the first one? One more. Okay. I'll count to 5, 4. So you guys can take picture. 3, 2, 1. Next one. No. And then one more. Okay. We'll stay here for 5 seconds. So while you're driving home, don't get into an accident now. Driving home, you can take a look at the next slide. Honokōwai, shared with you guys about this. Just wanted to kind of address, this is an area where we have a number of different types of development happening. But we're going to start off with the agriculture one first. So phase 1 is the one that we're awarding for in the next month and a half. And then next year, we're going to be awarding phase 2. That's the PH2. And then a PH2 with the green. And then after that, we have commercial, residential, and conservation areas that we still need to be able to get up and running, and sometimes awarded on some of those. Some of those it's just us managing it. But these areas require a lot of infrastructure. And with that, we're putting our resources together, working with the county and other state agencies to be able to deliver Honokōwai in its full entirety. But once again, starting off with phase 1 and phase 2 of the subsistence agriculture areas. With that, I just wanted to thank you for the opportunity to share with you guys what are these lands look like, and what to anticipate. If you're not able to have that be awarded these, there's other opportunities coming up, so you can look forward to that. And for those of you who are on the Maui residential list, we have project leases, about 1,500 that we're going to be awarding in November, December. So be ready for that. Excited about it. I'm going to turn it over to Michelle Hitzman, and she is our housing projects branch manager.
Thank you. So good afternoon. I know you guys have sat through a lot of information up to this point, but I want to share with you all, like, what exactly are we offering, right? What is the department offering? What's going to happen on September 20th? What do you need to do, like the offer requirements? So I think you've heard throughout the presentation that we're offering a project lease, right? A Maui Ag project lease. What that is it's a paper lease, right? It gives you an undivided interest in an area or a subdivision. So in this case, it would be an undivided interest in either Honokōwai or Waiehu Mauka, whatever project you end up selecting. And a project lease, it's a paper lease, right? It's not tied to a lot yet. It's not tied to a parcel. But the benefit of getting this paper lease is what Juan was talking about, right? You can transfer or designate a 25% successor. So that's one of the greatest benefits of obtaining this project lease. Because again, if you're an applicant, God forbid you pass away on the list, you must have a 50% successor, right? But in this case, again, you get a project lease, transfer, you can name your 25% successor. And then it gives you time, right? You can learn more about agriculture. You can learn about what you can use the land for, how you can use the land, where you can get your financing from. So it gives you that time to learn those that information and get your details all together. So again, we just wanted to reiterate, we're not selecting lots on September 20th. It is just a project lease. And what are your offer requirements? It's really just one, and that is turning in that yellow response form that you received with the letter and just saying you're interested, right? I'm interested in this project. Send it into our office in Kapolei. You can walk it into one of our district offices. You can hand it in to us today, and that will get you an invite to the lot selection, or excuse me, project selection meeting on September 20th. I know it talks about there's no need to pre-qualify to construct a home at this time, but again, getting an ag, there's no residential requirement. So when we talk about getting pre-qualified for a construction loan, that's really if you choose to build a home on the lot. But again, that's not until, I think he mentioned like 2027 when we actually start offering the lots. So again, just that yellow form. Say you're interested, you'll get an invite. One thing I wanted to share is we do have two choices, right? Honokōwai Waiehu Mauka. We ask that you list your preferences, right? One and two. If you can change your mind, right? So you're not tied to what you gave us. You don't have to submit a new response form if you selected Honokōwai, but you really want Waiehu Mauka. Do not worry about that. That's just more data collection for us. As long as you submitted your form, you said you're interested, you will get an invite to the September 20th project selection meeting. Due date, August 18th. I may say this a couple times as I'm speaking because this is a very important date. Again, walk it in, mail it in. As long as it's postmarked on August 18th, you will be included. Anything after that is considered late, right? We may reconsider you all in the offer, but you may go to the bottom of that list. So again, even if you're on the fence, you're not sure, you still need to talk to your families, just submit the interested form because it's not going to affect your position on the application list, right? If you submit and then you defer, you were going to remain on that application list. But again, if you don't submit your response form by this date, then you may have missed out an opportunity that, later you find out that you're interested in.
Perfect time to go and talk about that.
Okay, so as Juan was mentioning, and he can hang out here for a little bit, response forms. Some of you all are here for family members, right? Because you received a letter and it was addressed to the family of. So that's a deceased applicant. There is still an opportunity for the family or the successor to participate in the offer. So I'll hand that over to Juan just to kind of share more about that successorship.
Yeah, so if there's a pending successorship, or there's another case that I just found out just the other day, is the letter inviting the applicant to this meeting today, but we were advised that the applicant, the mother, had passed away, but we never received the death certificate. So what we're hopeful to do, and there's no guarantees because it's based on circumstances, we want to try to finish up the successorship prior to September when the selection for the project is conducted. But what I want to emphasize is the family should submit the response form by this date if you choose to proceed with this project. If you don't, as a family, you don't want this project, then no need to pay attention to August 18th. However, if you do, then submit that response form by August 18th. That will keep you in the game, but it will require the department and you to make certain that the successorship of that application is done before, I believe it was September 20th, right? Again, if you have more questions with regards to that during the open house, our team will be in the back. But sorry, Michelle, for interrupting.
Thanks, Juan. We can go to the next slide, please. Thank you. So the selection process. So what's going to happen on September 20th, right? So you submitted your interested form by August 18th. We will mail out the project selection invitation, inviting you to the September 20th meeting here, starting about 9:30. We're anticipating a long day, right? Because what we're doing that day is not just selecting a project. You will be actually signing leases that day. And you can then designate your successor that day. So again, might be in there for a long day, but we're going to do a lot. And we're looking to have the meeting here. Submit your form by August 18th. Again, that's huge. The names will be called based on application date. So it doesn't matter if you submitted it the first day that you got your response form or the last day that it's due, right? We're still going to call the names of all those who submitted their forms by application date. Okay, next, please. And requirements. Again, orientation meeting is not mandatory. You don't have to show up. You can zoom in. You can take a look at the recording after the fact. However, selection day, we ask that you be present or have someone here in your place. So in the selection letter, we will include a proxy form. If you're not able to attend, get that proxy form notarized, give it to that person that will be coming, have them bring it with them to the meeting. Don't mail it to us. Again, hang on to it, have them bring it to the meeting with them. Also a valid government ID, state ID, driver's license, passport, military ID. Please bring that with you that day. Again, because you're signing leases, we'll have notaries there. They will require a valid government ID in order for you to sign. Now, if you are a proxy or if you send the proxy that day, they're not going to sign anything aside from just selecting the project. What we're going to do is when we get back to the office, the housing team will then contact you. We'll contact the applicant the following week to schedule an appointment. So again, if you come in person, select the project, you will sign. If it's the proxy, they can select the project. We will schedule signing at a later date. And again, please arrive early. I know a lot of you come early, but if you come late after your name is called, you may be able to select a project if there's any projects left, right? If there's any leases. So come early, bring your breakfast, hang out, not an issue. We want you guys here on time. We don't want you to miss an opportunity because you showed up late, right? Okay, next, please. So again, lease signing, we'll have more information in your letter, but anticipate that it'll be that day. So it'll be kind of a long day that day. So prepare for that. Okay, next, please. Again, just kind of a flow chart, right, of what we're going to do from start to finish. Today, orientation meeting, response forms are due on August 8th. September 20th is the project selection meeting. You will select the project, sign your 99-year lease. You can designate your successor that day. October, we plan to put the selectees on agenda, right? So any new award, we must go to the commission to get their approval. So we're anticipating that happening in October. Then we have to get the AG's signature. From there, we get Chair Watson's signature, and then we can record the lease. Now, we hope to get this, again, this whole process done in maybe 3 months from selection. Might take a little longer because of all the number of leases we're doing this year. our AGs have to sign all the leases. So it might be taking a little bit longer during that October phase, but bear with us, be patient, we will get the lease recorded. At that point in time, that's when you become the lessee. Now, if you didn't designate your successor at the meeting, you can do it then. That's when you can also transfer your lease. So once your lease is recorded, you can then contact the Homestead Services Division to start the transfer of your lease. And then we'll have some agricultural workshops set up at a later date that we'll get that information to you all once that's all set. Okay, next thing. So deferrals. If you're no longer interested, right? If for some reason you had a conversation with your family or you saw one of the projects that's in the future that you're interested in, not a problem. You can either submit the yellow form and say you're not interested in this offer. You can choose to do nothing, right? A no response is an automatic deferral. You can actually say you're interested and just not show up to the lot selection meeting. That's a deferral also. So you choose to defer, it will not affect your position on the list. You will remain at the original date of application and you may be eligible for future offers. Next, please. Again, important dates, form due on or by August 18th. And the project selection meeting, invitation only, September 20th. Yep, next, please. So this is just the housing team. We've got Carol Takeuchi and Erin McCabe. They're the project team for this Maui Ag Project Lease offer. We also have, that was at the registration, Kawi Stevens, Shanti Gomes, and Moana Freitas. They can also assist you all should you call and you have any questions. Our contact number, 808-730-0311, and our email address, dhhl.housing@hawaii.gov. Again, we try to return phone calls within 24 to 48 hours. If I'm being honest, the email is probably the best way to reach us because if you email that address, it'll go to all of us. So every single one of the team members in housing will get that email. That way somebody will respond. But again, either way, you give us a call or email, and then we'll be here at the end of this meeting if you have any questions. Okay, next, please. And then again, we just wanted to, as Kalani said earlier, thank our partners that was here today. They provide a lot of information. You actually be working with them, when you do select your lot. So again, thank you for everyone who came today. Next, please. I think that is it. Okay, I'll hand it over to Makalapua. Thank you.
Pai Kolima, please. A lot of presentation, a lot of information. So again, this is going to conclude our orientation meeting. However, we would love for all of you to take some time. The questions that you may have right now, these are the people on the right that have your answers. So with that, appreciate everyone being here today and looking forward for many to, I'm sorry. Okay, we got more cookies and water. So, that is all of your makana. So please take your makana on the way out. But do take some time. You have questions. Please, we want you to leave with answers. And again, mahalo to those online. And again, this meeting has been recorded. So if you need more information, go back on YouTube on the Department of Hawaiian Homeland's site. So with that, please drive safe. Aloha.
Aloha ia nana, aloha ku'upu api I ka kea. Te moa ni ke he ala I ka pauli la, uhe nei ka wai oi wā. Ia o koni I ka wai koni wai hui o kia ni ani. Ia I ka wai hui o kia ni ani. Aloha ia nana, aloha ku'upu api I ka kea. Mua ni te he ala I ka paula, uhe nei ka wai oi wā. Io koni koni I ka wai koni koni waihu ihu iu ki ani ani. Ia I ka waihu ihu iu ki ani ani. Aloha ia na varuna. Aloha ku upi wa ka ili mawa. Moa ni ke he ala I ka poli la. Uhe uhe nei ka wai oi ma.